This town looks a little forlorn, doesn't it? Just been ignored for 187 or 186 videos. Nothing touched, no changes, just a bit of farmland put around it, just blocked in very haphazardly. Nothing really to write home about at all. Very dull, very boring. That changes today. Welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and hopefully it is a good Tuesday for you, if this is indeed coming out on a Tuesday. I will try to get this out on a Tuesday. Last time out, I was finished working at the marshalling yard. I have off camera done a little bit of detailing, just a smidge, nothing too severe, and I will show you after the intro. I will show you what I have done before moving back to this, because this is today's focus, Bridgnorth. It is not north of any bridge. It is not connected to any network, not bus, not train, obviously, not land, not sea or water, river, and certainly not air. The only thing that this town has that allows people to go to and from it are the roads. And the roads with private vehicles, of which, this being 1907 at the moment, or 1911, something like that, are few and far between in this title. So today I'm going to be working on getting this hooked up to the network. So that means station, bus line, reworking of roads, or that's not necessarily the order. The correct order would be reworking of roads, station, bus line, railway. That is the correct order. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started. This is going to be, I'll try and do this as quickly as I possibly can. I have an idea in my head. It's just a matter of whether or not I'm able to pull off said idea. Okay, as I said, we need to get the roads done first. Now, you might be thinking, well, Batsley is where I'm going to connect it to. It's fairly close by. No. I'm connecting it over to Stratford upon Avon, because Batsley has a really weird setup with the tunnels and this sort of connecting right here, and the tunnel going into a bridge, going into this little section here with another tunnel of the road, then a viaduct. It's really messy. But Stratford, on the other hand, has an open platform, and so that is what I'm going to be using. Now, that does mean I'll have to move this bus station, but I think this bus station has needed moving for quite a while, and in fact I think perhaps this station needs expanding at some point too. Anyway, I did say I was going to show you what I did in Berwick-upon-Tweed. Here is the marshalling yard. No severe changes, but I have put all the speed symbols in. I have added some rolling stock, some wagons, carriages, passenger and freight, and a few static locomotives. I haven't done anything dynamic just yet, but it does, if you look at it from maybe that sort of an angle, it does look a little bit more alive. Still haven't got this running or working, but that is, I suppose that's okay. What I could do is, should I shove this along somehow? I know where the issue is. It needs to, okay, you know what, I'm just going to do this very quickly. I know exactly what needs to happen, so I might as well make it happen, right? Will you work? There you go. Where's that train? Just to keep this going for now. You manage line, instead of going, let's do this, back into here, you go away. And what do we want? Platform, it's the longest platform, platform 1. What do you mean could not connect all stations? I've literally just given you the station. How is that not possible? No, that is... Oh, wait, no. It's platform 2. Yep. Platform 1 is this tiny one. There we go. Right, you just get on with that. Back to today's task, Bridgnorth. First thing I need to do is try to, I say, recreate it. I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try not to get rid of the entire town. But I am going to recreate a significant portion of it. And that's going to be this section here. So the first thing I need to do is get that in. That's the first thing that needs to happen. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay. The second thing that needs to happen, that road there and that road. Just realised I have actually done some work to this. I'm just looking at where these roads are. I did actually do some work. Not a lot, but I certainly did something. There we go. Okay. That is our start. Good. Next up, houses. There should be something... is it player ownership? Is that what I'm supposed to do? No idea. Let's just go ahead and put the housing, or put the first streets in. So I'm going to put a street in like this, which will then go off in... Well, actually, because this is fairly flat ground, I would expect... That's not what I was after. 56, yeah, about there. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. With this road running along the back of this. Build anyway. Remove that and build this up to there. Connect this up down at the end every time. Perfect. And let's go ahead and have a little... Let's see, how would this go? Potentially do, well, that goes like that, and then, well, actually, just run that along the back. Really isn't much to do there. There we go. That is that bit done. Now what I could do is I could say, well, there was a road here round the back of a farm where people lived like this, and then this is a road that originally went into the farm, and the farm used to be like that. So I'll actually break this and I'll rework the farm. Why does it do this? And we'll then say that this road curves in and connects up down there. allowing me to build a curved road like that. This road can be a new road that goes straight across and connects up there. I'm not keen on that road, so I'm going to rework that to be like this. With that, like that. You go away. I need to pause this because obviously they're going to keep building things, and that is not something I'm after. Across and like so. That remains as it is. In fact, we can say we had a little spare that went like that. Good. Starting to look a little bit more like a town. This road went like this, then like this. Oops. Then, no, come on. Then like this. And originally, we could say originally this road was the road that joined up to this. So this has changed to that. That now goes in there. We have a road that goes off here, which then connects up to the main road like so, leaving just about enough room for some slightly awkward housing there and there. And even on this side, gives us just the ability to do that. That isn't too, this isn't too bad. There we are. Break out this farmland and say that this goes, nope, this went up like that after the farm was bought out. So you end up with just a tiny spur here. This road continued up in this direction, and we decided to connect up. It was decided that a road would fit in right here, like that, and another road would go in like that. This road was also decided that it would follow along the farm and join up to the main road there, with a little road going in just there. That's looking reasonable. This side of Bridgnorth, let's see. Let's do a little bit more here. The farm, there was an extension over on this side which enabled the farms enabled more building in this area, which then made sense because we did this and this, and there was another road that was placed in like this that connected up just here. This road came back down, did not connect to the main road, but on this side, no, there wasn't one on this side, it went up like that. This connected in here, and then there was another road that connected. In fact, we'll do two roads that connected here. One that connected, let's try and make this straight. One that connected there, I'll break this and try and get the straight road in. There. And another one that connected there, and a third that did not quite connect there, but instead did that and then turned sharply to the right and did that. That's looking better. It's looking a lot better. Then we break these, like so. And let's break this one and this one. Good. Okay, Bridgnorth now has plenty of room to expand. Let's go ahead and find those hedges, as I was told many, many times before. Well, no, actually not many times, but I was certainly told by the creator of the mod that, I can't remember whether it's called hedge. Yes, it is called hedge. That use this just a lot better. So what I think I'll do, apparently this is supposed to be to help performance. So what I think I will do is I can use this. I can use the road versions to mark bits off, and then use this version to, there we go, to build the rest of the stuff. Just like this. Exactly the way I'm doing it now. So it gives me a starting point, and then I can just work from the starting point to some end without too much hassle. There we go. Much nicer. Good. Now I just need to go ahead and do the whole lock all roads. Shouldn't be too difficult. If only there was a way to maybe mass upgrade and lock. What I should have done is been locking them along the way. But alas, I do not. Did I almost say Atlas? Atlas. What's that? A weird way of pronouncing Atlas. Alas, I'm not very smart when it comes to locking these things and doing this. Hindsight. Wonderful thing. They do say hindsight is 20/20, right? So how long has this taken? 15 minutes? 20 minutes? Something like that. But Bridgnorth is now ready for a station. Now you're probably wondering, well, hang on a minute, why have I gone ahead and done that if I'm just going to go and put a station in and possibly break these bits? Well, by doing this, I try to keep as much of the realism as possible. So bearing in mind that the railways would come after the main part of the town was built, that would make more sense. And then I can break things down and it just looks more natural. There is one thing that I have not done, which I'll talk about in a moment, that I really should have done. And I've started doing it, but I did not do this right at the beginning when I really should have. So, yes, there is something that I have messed up. Okay, so now that Bridgnorth is something, let's go ahead and figure out where the station is going to go. So I'm thinking the station should probably go here. It'd be right near the main road, I would think. It would be on, actually, it'd be on a separate road. We would call it Station Road. So perhaps I could build a station road slightly outside the town, perhaps just here. In fact, this can be Station Road. This road here can be Station Road and we can have a terminus. Because there really isn't anywhere else it's going to go. What am I going to do? Try and connect it around Chagford? I could do that. That's a possibility. future ideas, not something I need to do just yet. Yes, perhaps not something I need to do just yet. So here is where I think the station should go. Perhaps I could extend this road just out like this and then build a station alongside it. In fact, that might be even better, but it's a little bit out of the way. Problem is, I want it a little bit closer. So what I could do, in fact, is just break this bit. Yeah, let's do this. Do that, and then... No. Then... Curve. Here we go. Just because I think we can have a little bit more use out of this if I do this way. And I can have this as station road. It isn't too far away. It's only, you know, what, 100 meters away from the city centre, 150 meters? 250 meters, 300 yards from the city centre. That is not far at all. Okay, station goes here. I'm going to give it the Great Western style one. Pass-through station. Do you know what? Why not? Why ever not? We can put a pass-through station in. How many platforms? 2? Yes. 2 platforms. No overhead gantries. GWR style station as well. 160, 120 meters. It's a small station. Right there. There we go. It's just looking at that post box there. It just reminded me, the other day I saw a post box with the markings of Queen Victoria on it. It's Victoria's regime. So on the post box in the UK, if you're not from the UK, all our post boxes, about here, there is a marking, an insignia of the reigning monarch at the time the post box was installed, or of course some of them were made. If a monarch dies, there might be some that are left over. But when it was then, I suppose, made, a lot of ours say Queen Elizabeth, of course. There are the occasional ones you'll see with King George, so you'll have, instead of ER with ER2, you'll have GR. Was it George the Fifth? I cannot remember. George the Sixth. Then, prior to that, I think the next set that you see is VR, and they're a lot harder to find. And so I found a VR one the other day. I thought, oh, that's fancy. Let's go ahead and put, I don't know, 20 mile per hour track into this. Let's put 20 mile per hour track in. 15 mile per hour track in. So yes, that was really fancy. I have seen some older, sometimes you'll see it on drain pipes, even older markings. Very, very old markings. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pop at 40 miles per hour. Markings like William, King William. That's an old one. I will say I haven't seen any King Charles ones. So there is that. Right, so I have 2 options here. I can either let this be down all the way and I figure out how I'm going to loop it around, or I try to do something else. I've just realised I could think about how I'm doing this. I could build a station here as a terminus, which means I could run directly to Chagford if I wish to do so. That to Chagford to Taunton would be an interesting little route. The station would need a complete rebuild, but we could do that. So I run the station here, and it runs in along there, and then we loop back. I am considering this. In the meantime, whilst I'm doing that, here's the bit that I never did, and I've started doing, as you've seen in previous videos. I never did right at the start, 180 episodes ago. I really should have put these rivers in first, but I didn't, because I didn't think about that. And now I'm suffering with the problems. So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put these rivers in. At least this one. The reason I'm going to put this river or stream in from source to, I suppose, that little lake is because the railway is going to be crossing this. So I want to make sure this is done, and I'll fix this road whilst I'm at it. As I get down to this outflow, I do wonder where this should go from here. It's just it's a lake. Not sure. So let me go ahead and begin. So we start off at a slightly lower level, I would say. So let's start off at that level. That seems like a reasonable level. I'll go ahead and find the right... We'll pop in a country road, I think. Yes, so we start off at that level. That seems reasonable. And in all honesty, I can let this run like this. Just taking some of these paths. It's a little bit... It's probably not the greatest... probably not going to be the most detailed or the greatest river or anything. But just something. Say river, it's a stream. So what I need to do is I need to get this to, of course, over to that level, which is 0 meters. Now, as we've come across this bit, I'll have to break this to put this through. Once I've put it through and figure this out, then I'll put it back in. Right. There we go. Right the way down. 1 meter above, and we are good. Now, what I then need to do is select from here to here and see what happens if I do this. How... An interruption. What was the interruption? Okay, well, there's something isn't right, so I'm going to break. It's going to break this, because if this is causing an interruption, I'm not... What on earth? Go away. There we go. Clearly something happened. Right, try and select that and that. This could be a 2-episode thing, by the way. There we go. Right. So that is the smoothest path down. This is literally the smoothest path down. It doesn't mean this is the path I'm going to keep. What it does mean is that I have an idea as to where things need to go and how they need to be. So if I go ahead and break all these bits that are fairly close, I can then redo a whole bunch of this. In fact, I should probably break all of it. I'm a little loath to do that. Breaking down to here isn't going to be a problem. I might as well just break the lot. There we are. And so what needs to change here? Well, this bit is fairly all right. The bit that isn't all right are the bits that go up, because a river obviously is not going to be up there, or a stream. It would cut into the ground. So I have two options here. One is I lift all the terrain to match this, or two, I just lower the river and let it have a much steeper descent. Maybe because of, I don't know, the type of rock, or yeah, there was less sediment built up here, so the flow was much faster, so it cut in much deeper and eroded we had some water erosion of the area. Something like that. Some hodgepodge scientific reason. So that is what I need to do. So I'll select, for example, this point, and I'll say, you know what? I want that to go down 8 meters. Yep, that looks fine. I now need you to make it to there. Okay, good. And I now need you to make it to, let's say, here. There we go. Good. So that's that done. This is definitely going to be a two-parter. That's okay, though. As long as it gets done. That is the important bit. There we are. And lastly, I want this bit dropped. So let's go ahead and select you and say I want you to be 5 meters down. I need that a little bit steeper than that, or a little bit lower than that. I want that to be another 3 meters down. That looks reasonable. Nope, select there to there. Give me a drop. Select there to, now let's select to, I don't know, here. And give me a drop. Much nicer. Much nicer. Now, the other bit that needs to happen is a little bit of juddering of the road. So I'm going to do that next. So we'll just break this, because of course it is a stream. And never mind the up and downy bits, that will get sorted out. That's just wrong. I don't know why it does that. There, that looks better, and no. That looks better. Yep, that looks good there. And let's go ahead and do a little bit of jitter here, like that. Much better. I cannot obviously do all the detail that I want, because that isn't going to be good. Right, let's just make sure that this is all smoothed out from there, and then from there to there. Let's get that smoothed, and from here to there, let's get that smoothed. Yep, that looks good. Okay, and lastly, what I need to do is I need to try and smooth some of this out. This is where it gets a little bit difficult. So I need to smooth this out, but very, very carefully. what we cannot have is it looking like the whole terrain is just, it's just smooth, everything's just blended in without any issues whatsoever. So normally what would happen is you'd have a higher bank on the outside and a lower bank on the inside. So that is what I've got to try and think of doing. So it would be smoother on the inside and sharper on the outside. But it is difficult to do that. And of course, maybe that's an unnecessary detail. Maybe that is just very, very unnecessary, but I'd like to have some of that. Not a lot, just some. There we go. Working its way down. And there we are. Okay. Now, the next issue I have is what happens when I remove the road. So, if I get rid of the road, you'll see that there may be bits that, like that do not work. So you have to be very, very careful with the road itself. And this is where the really, really annoying bits start coming in, because I'm not going to know, and I can see where the river's supposed to go, but I'm not going to know until I finish destroying the road. There's another bit. What is and is not smooth. And that is a problem. Yeah, that is where a problem will come in. In fact, what I will do, let me paint this with the water tool first. Yes, if I paint this first, that will give me maybe a little bit more of an opportunity to figure this out. Brush is just that little bit too big. Should have been that size, but it's too late. Well, actually, it isn't too late. Let's go ahead and do it. All the way around. So you cannot even see what you are doing. And unfortunately, this is a limitation of Transport Fever 2 that wasn't in Transport Fever 1. Because in the original Transport Fever, when you cut something and then deleted it, it would actually remain cut. Now, the only thing I can think of that I could perhaps, this is definitely a perhaps, is try and find an invisible road. Because I think there might be a mod for an invisible road. If I can do that, maybe, just maybe, it might look that little bit better. Here's a crossing for the road, speaking of roads. Paint this all the way along. And now you know why I do this off camera, and also why it takes so long to do. And just maybe I should have blended that in a little. It's fine. Beach? No, what is it? Sand? Nope. 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 What was it? I have no idea what it was supposed to be, but it's this now. It doesn't really matter at the end. Back to the terrain tools. Let's try and, you know what, let's try and do a really strong brush size to try and make sure things are smoothed properly. I'm just going to have to deal with these little bits looking a bit smoother than I want them to. Or in some cases far smoother than I want them to, but it's alright. Just try and find all the bits that I think could be problematic. It looks like a little bit potentially here, this corner. See, now we've got some issues. There we go. Paint tools. Erase. Just thin that up a bit. Oh dear. Okay, well, now I'm causing a mess. Now I'm definitely causing a mess. I'll get back to that. Anyway, let's now take this out and see what the damage is. Hopefully not too bad at all. Yeah, so see, those are the problems. And it's very, very hard to fix these. Okay. Stream in and of itself is all right. Let me try to fix some of this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Yeah, see, there's the issue. It needs to be much smaller, and then problem is it just lifts a lot of this to levels that I do not want it to be. And then we have other issues. Like, look how high that has now gone up. That's not what I wanted. But to prevent this from looking really rough, and I'm just going to try and fix all the big issues. None of the small problems I'm going to just have to leave. And obviously the areas around the railway and the roads are going to be the biggest things that need to be repaired or taken care of. There we go. You know what? That will have to do. What I'm going to do here, going to have to somehow smooth this bit in such a way that the road can easily build a bridge over it. There we are. Okay. Will this road build a bridge over it? Of course it won't. But it will if I do that. And then I just go ahead and do... where's that nice little bridge that I found? It wasn't a little bridge, it's just a very fancy bridge. These ones. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. Looks good enough. And... oh, you to you. Flatten. There we go. It doesn't look horrendous. I'm sure I can probably fill a little bit of water around the other side just to make it look a little bit more realistic, possibly. That's the wrong water. That's the wrong water. That's the wrong water. That's the right water. There we go. Water just sloshing around a little. Yes, because it crashes around over banks just like that, doesn't it? Oh dear. I'm sure I can figure something out. What's this? Ah, yes, I'll put a few reeds along the side, along the edge. Maybe that will help clear some of the mess. Let's put reeds along the banks. Does that look any better? Actually, it doesn't look terrible when you do that. Okay, well, there's that bit. Now what I need to do is let me just, at the very least, figure out how the station's going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this bus station. So I'm going to break that and leave that there. And I'm actually going to place the bus station temporarily on this side. I think it should accept that as a bus station. Yes. So that it accepts that as a bus station. Now, what I then need to do is determine whether or not this platform has the right tracks. Which probably doesn't, so I'm going to actually put 10 mile per hour track in here. 10, 15. 15 mile per hour track in here. There we go. Could I extend this platform a little? I could, but I think at this point in time I'm not going to. What I'm going to do instead is try being the operative word. So I'm going to try to get this to line up. Okay, so something weird has happened to my bridge height tools. Because I used to have bridge height tools and they appear to have disappeared. That's going to cause an issue. Why have my experimental bridge height tools disappeared? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's pretend that it hasn't disappeared, and I've got from here I've got a track, because that is what I wanted to do. I'm then going to work out how this track needs to go in this direction. So let's go ahead and figure that out. So first off, I think I'd like to keep it somewhat elevated out this way. We'll go ahead and pick the same style, which is not that one apparently. That one? Oh, it's medium arches. So it's that one. Like so. As soon as we go across here, I think it's valid for us to... Oh, actually, do I want that to be in line then? Maybe I should have this so that it's parallel. There. And it does go down. That's a bit steep, but... Hang on. That's better. And then it sort of needs to do this. There's the road. So that's important. And now, to finish this episode off, we're going to run alongside this road. There's the river. So we're going to run alongside the road. How close to the road do we need to be? Could we get closer to the road? Maybe we can get closer to the road. Hold on. Like that close to the road. So it keeps out the way of the farms. Also saves, telling me that my time is up. Embankment? How much lower is this going to go? I have a massive embankment. No. Let's have a... Let's do that. So it is a slight downhill. So I don't have the biggest embankment known to man. Now that is unacceptable. But is an embankment of this height acceptable? No. But hang on. I need to see how far this goes like this. We'd go up to here. Nice arches. I mean, you can't really complain too much about that. I don't think you can complain too much. My only issue is that I need it to go in that way. No, I do not. I'm going to change this. This is going to change and it's going to go in that way. Right, I'll get back to the idea of this embankment in a moment. This is going to be the temporary bit. So this is how we're planning to have it. And we do need this to start climbing. Ooh. Now we have a problem. Yes, that is a problem. Because that is all really low. This is really up quite high. What's the height difference? Up here we are at 83. Down here we're at 40, right. Okay. Change of plan. We are climbing. That is working. It's still not quite there. Let's have a look at 80. Hang on. Yes, that could be possible. If I do that, we now remove this bit. Put the station in here instead. And I suppose at this point it can be a terminus station. There we are. 2 platforms. Terminus. Like that. I'd probably try to push this back a little and have a smooth as possible connection up into the platform. Okay. it isn't the worst. It truly isn't the worst. Right, once I figure out that zero height bridge or my experimental bridge sizes again, we should be all right. And it goes over this. Goes over the river without an issue. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop for the moment. Yes, this is where I'm going to stop for the moment. Nothing should be attached or connected to this. This bit is dodgy. This bit I need to fix, but I need to sort out my silly bridge height things. To get over just one tunnel, is it? No, 2 tunnels. There is a second tunnel somewhere. There it is. Yes, to get over those 2 tunnels, I need to sort that out. I'm not... What I could do is I could connect it up to this, and why can I not just do that? That would be the logical thing. Instead of building a whole new... Yes, instead of building a whole new bridge, which is illogical and expensive, I can run it off the same bridge for almost the entire way, and say about here, if I push that back, say about here, that happens. Oh, but it lowers so quickly. That's the concern. And bridge pillar collision. That concern of it lowering so quickly down is what I need to be wary of. Alright. Let's try it anyway. And we'll work from there. For now, I'm going to end this video. Let's go ahead and have a look at the new Bridgnorth. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think. Any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. This will be finished in the next episode once I figure out exactly how I want to do this and re-enable my silly developer tools. I have no idea what happened. Everything appeared to reset itself when I started this up today. All of my settings, it went through the tutorial again, but everything still works, so I have no idea what's going on. But there we go. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where we shall have trains going to Bridgnorth, and then we shall continue on with more, yes, more cargo building, because I need goods yards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 9 more towns, which actually is not bad, considering that I've got goods yards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh wait, 10 more towns. Barnstable needs it. I've done 14. I have 10 to go. And then there is the matter of Shepton Mallet. But let's ignore that for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series.